Buying your first home, it's supposed to be a dream come true, right? Not a total financial nightmare. So today, we're going to break down the biggest, most expensive mistakes that first-time buyers make, especially if you're eyeing the Ontario market in 2025. We're going to make sure you get this right.
Okay, so you're thinking about buying your first place in Ontario. That's huge! It's super exciting. But let's be honest, this market can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. Our job here is to cut right through all that noise and give you the solid confidence you need to actually move forward.
And this right here, this is the feeling every single first-time buyer has. It's this tug-of-war, isn't it? On one side, you've got the dream, this amazing personal achievement, a massive financial win. But on the other side, there's the risk of making a mistake that could haunt you for years. Our whole goal today is to arm you with the knowledge to make sure you land squarely on the dream side of that equation.
So, to get you there, we've put together what we're calling the Savvy Buyer's Playbook. First, we'll tackle the challenge head-on. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of mastering your finances. After that, it's all about how to win the property hunt. Then, we'll shift gears to thinking like an owner for the long haul. And finally, we'll wrap it all up to light up your path to home ownership.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the First-Time Buyer's Challenge. Because let me tell you, navigating today's Ontario market takes more than just a down payment. It takes a real strategy.
And here's the absolute biggest thing you need to get your head around right now. Succeeding in this market has nothing to do with luck. Seriously, it's all about preparation. It's about knowing what the common pitfalls are and then making a plan to sidestep them. Honestly, getting this mindset right is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, mastering your finances. If you nail this part, everything else just falls into place so much more easily. I'm not kidding. This is the most critical piece of the entire puzzle.
Okay, mistake number 1, and we see this all the time. People start browsing listings without getting pre-approved for a mortgage. It's kind of like walking into a grocery store with no idea how much money is in your wallet. The pro move? Get that pre-approval before you even look at a single house. It's a game changer for 2 reasons. 1, you know your exact budget, no guesswork. And 2, it tells sellers you're a serious, credible buyer, which makes your offer way more powerful.
So to get that pre-approval, you got to understand how the lenders see you. They basically use 2 magic numbers to size you up. The first is GDS, or Gross Debt Service. That's just your housing costs, mortgage, taxes, heat, compared to your income. The second is TDS, Total Debt Service. That one takes your housing costs plus all your other debt, car loans, credit cards, student loans. These 2 little acronyms, they pretty much determine your entire borrowing power.
And here they are, the numbers you need to know. For most mortgages, lenders want your housing costs to be no more than 39% of your gross income. And your total debt? They want to see that under 44%. Knowing these ceilings before you even talk to a lender is a huge advantage. It lets you get your own financial house in order so you know you'll qualify.
Okay, here's another financial trap that catches so many people by surprise: forgetting about closing costs. Your down payment is the big one, for sure, but it's not the only chunk of cash you'll need up front. You've got land transfer tax, lawyer fees, title insurance, inspections. It all adds up, usually to about an extra 3 to 5% of the home's price. You absolutely have to budget for this separately.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There's some great news here. The government has a bunch of programs designed to help you out. You can pull money from your RRSP using the Home Buyers Plan up to $60,000 now. There's the amazing tax-free First Home Savings Account, and you can get thousands back in rebates on your land transfer tax. Seriously, do not leave this free money on the table. That would be a huge mistake.
And while we're on the topic of money, let's just bust a massive myth right now. You do not need a 20% down payment. I'm going to say it again. You don't always need 20% down. This idea holds so many people back from even trying. The reality is there are options for as little as 5% down. And if you've got strong credit and a steady job, there are even some really cool zero-down financing programs available. The options are out there.
Okay, so your finances are sorted, you know your budget. Now it's time for the fun part. Section 3, winning the property hunt. And this is where having a smart strategy and keeping a cool head really, really pays off.
Listen, when the market gets competitive, it's tempting to do anything to make your offer stand out. One of those temptations is waiving the home inspection. My advice? Don't. Just don't do it. It is a massive gamble that, as the experts say, exposes you to substantial financial risk. Think about it. A few $100 for an inspection today could save you from a $20,000 surprise tomorrow. In my book, it's completely non-negotiable. And hey, just as important as inspecting the house is inspecting the neighborhood. Remember, you're not just buying bricks and mortar. You're buying a lifestyle. You're buying into a community. So do your homework. Visit at different times of the day and at night. Check out the schools, even if you don't have kids. See if there are any big construction projects planned nearby. And for the love of all that is holy, do a test run of your commute during rush hour. Don't you dare skip this part.
Here's another classic rookie mistake: trying to do it all yourself. This is not a solo mission, it's a team sport. You need to build your A-team. That means a great realtor who knows the market inside and out to be your guide. It means a fantastic mortgage broker who can hunt down the best possible financing for you, and it absolutely means a sharp real estate lawyer to make sure you're legally protected. These people are your defense squad, protecting you from making really expensive mistakes.
All right, this leads us to our next big section, and it's a really important mindset shift. Section 4 is all about thinking like an owner. This is where we go from the frantic energy of just buy a house to the calm confidence of I'm making a smart, long-term investment.
And this might be the biggest trap of them all. Trying to time the market. Oh, I'll just wait for prices to drop, or I'll wait for interest rates to go down. It's a guessing game, and it's one you're probably going to lose. Let me be clear. The right time to buy has nothing to do with the market. The right time to buy is when you are personally ready and financially stable. Focus on your life, your timeline, not the markets.
And then there's its evil twin, emotion, specifically FOMO, that nagging fear of missing out. It's a powerful force, and it can push you into bidding wars, cause you to overpay, and make you do things you'll regret. A smart buyer steps back from the emotion and relies on cold, hard facts. That's what your realtor is for, to give you the data, the recent sales, so you can make an offer based on logic, not a panic attack.
Thinking like an owner is also about being a bit of a fortune teller. You have to look into your own future. Is this house going to work for you in 5 years? What about 10? Think about your career, your family plans, and even if you think this is your forever home, you should always be thinking about resale value. Prioritizing features that other buyers will want down the line, well, that's just smart. It protects your investment and keeps your options open.
Okay, that brings us to our final section. Let's pull all of this together and talk about your path to homeownership.
Look, if there is only one single thing you take away from our time together today, please let it be this: preparation trumps prediction every single time. You can't control the market, you can't predict interest rates, but you can control your own preparation. You can get your finances in order, you can build an amazing team, and you can commit to making smart, unemotional decisions. That, right there, is the secret sauce.
Because when you avoid these common mistakes, you're doing so much more than just buying a property. You're laying the foundation for a successful financial future. You're writing the first chapter of an incredible new story. So, the only question I have for you is, what's your story going to be?